Good, beautiful morning. It is Church Day, July 7th, 2024. I want to thank you all so much for joining my live. My name is John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. That's the name that my mother and father gave me. The name government gave me David Keith Quigley. And I'm sharing, and I'm trying to share my truthful lifetime stories with the world so I can wake up this world to the truth, because you've all been lied to. I've been lied to my whole life. I was told, go with the plan, go with the plan. I went with the plan year after year after year, no results. So I can say, don't go with the plan, people. Plan is a stall so they can get away with their crimes, stealing fortunes, committing murders, and getting away with it. Hello, Lady Lisa. Hello. Thank you all for joining. I really appreciate it. I've been up and down these last couple of weeks. Sometimes I think I don't get enough sleep, and I don't want to do a live, but I was like, I have to go live. I have to share my story. I had a platform on TikTok, and they took me down. No appeal, no anything, just downright took me down. 45,000 followers. I was working on a platform on TikTok. They're taking down my lions for sharing my story. I call them lions. They're followers. They call them subscribers here on TikTok. They keep getting taken down also for sharing my book, Truth Stories. If you all know, I went to TikTok, I think it was 7, 8 months ago on TikTok. I started sharing. I got an awesome bunch of followers. And then all of a sudden I was taken down. I think it might have had something to do with my book, Getting the Truth Out, me talking about the Communist Party and the takeover of the United States. But anyway, they've been totally harassing and taking down people for sharing my videos. People make new accounts and keep sharing my stories. It is so hard for me to get a platform. Facebook, everything I've tried, I am hindered, I am blocked from getting the truth out because big business, our media, it's all a regime now. They don't want the truth out because organized crime is running the show and they don't want it out. Big thanks to Sue Greenwald on Tuesday morning for helping me get this truth out. A big, huge thanks to Kia Pruitt, Dr. Kia Pruitt. I believe it was last Friday, a week ago now, but she did a show for me, with me. Got a lot more support from doing her show. I also did a show with Michelle Moore, the Michelle Moore Show. She's a huge Trump supporter. So for me being able to share my story about how I don't believe in the system and sharing that Donald Trump has been passed away, my cousin Donald Trump is a fake, and the whole system is rigged against us. It's huge just to be able to be heard. Many haters, many supporters, but that's understandable because they've all been lied to and they don't realize they've all been lied to, but not by me. I'm sharing my truthful stories. I also did shows with Jesse Hall, the missing link. Thanks, Jesse. Um, it, the platforms I've been given to at least get my story out when they don't want my story out. People give me a comment. They'll say, well, how come you just don't go to social media to get your story out? Social media is a regime now. Hundreds of emails sent. I'm sure some of these lions, some of the supporters, some of the followers have messaged the news media We live in a regime. You don't know it's a regime until you try to bust through with a story. My story should be on every news channel in this world. What they did to the Kennedy family. They won't release the Kennedy files. Even Donald Trump would not release the Kennedy files. Why? Because it exposes their crime ring to this day, the takeover and all the murders and all the fortunes of the Kennedy, the Onassis billions. It exposes them. I'm telling you how it is, people. Straight up. It's a regime. You see pictures of the fake John the whole world knew, my stepbrother, George Onassis. You see pictures of him with Donald Trump, Bobby Kennedy. You see them all. It's the same clique. You'll see videos of Bobby saying he's the best guy in the world, my cousin. You'll see pictures of Donald Trump saying, I knew him very well. Well, if you knew him so well, you knew he was my replacement, just like you were a replacement, Donald Trump. It's huge. It is so very huge what I'm trying to expose. I would almost bet you my last dollar they have talked about my story in the Senate. Why won't they bring me out? Why can't I get help from our FBI? Why can't I get help from our Senate, Congress, people on the Hill? Because I'm exposing our total government, our whole government, for lies, pre-planned murder, placement of politicians. It's huge. This story is huge in my book. If we can make this book, number one, if you purchase the book, please leave a review. If you haven't, please see the reviews on Amazon, please. If we can make this book a number one book, our media has to recognize me. I mean, they don't have to. Maybe they'll just all put their head in the sand. Hello, I see so many comments on here. So many wonderful comments. I was just thinking, I hope Kia asked me to do another show with her. Dr. Kia Pruitt, she's a wonderful, awesome lady. She's full of love, full of hope for this country. I was just sitting here thinking, and I seen all these comments. Oh, I have been totally emotional wreck the past couple of weeks. If you all haven't heard, my son passed away. In my book, I expose the murders of all my loved ones and my family members, and I explain in my book about my son and me and my son's relationship. I lost my son recently, and on the 4th of July, I would go take him to the fireworks on the 4th of July, and all I could think of that whole time was my son, was his death in retaliation for my book coming out. I don't know. MK Ultra, mind control, our government's control, it's huge. The coroner just said it was heat exhaustion, but MK Ultra really messed my son up. Kidnapping, torture. But yeah, on the 4th of July was hard. Yesterday, me and Robin went over. We were trying to catch the cat. Me and my son were feeding this wild cat, trying to make it friendly. It would come in the house and everything. But when he passed away, I think animals know when things are wrong, when things ain't right. I think animals get it. But I tried to catch that cat so I could put him in some air conditioning in the RV here with me and Robin. But yesterday we went down, and it's been 120 degrees in Bullhead City, Arizona. It's been hot as hell. But yesterday we brought the cat some tuna fish, and it came up to the can of tuna fish, and I snatched him up. We put him in the cage, and she screamed. She got sick to her stomach, spilt the tuna fish in the cage and everything else. We got home. I thought she was going to climb the walls trying to get out of here. And quite the opposite. She's just sitting here all spread out under the air conditioner. She slept right next to my head for a few hours last night. Yeah, California has been hot. But yeah, so we got the cat. The cat is back with Bandit. Bandit's a big wimp. He's actually afraid of the cat. Bandit's my little dog that I've had for a long time. Um, but yeah, that cat is so cool. I just got to keep it. If the cat gets out of the RV here, it will be gone. I'm sure, unless I can catch it again. But there's coyotes and every other thing. I think if the cat gets out, it will get ate by a coyote. So I got to keep that door shut all times and watch so she don't jump outside anyway. But she's loving it. She's absolutely loving it. Um, Having a platform, people, to get my truth out is extremely hard. I was able to purchase some more books to give away this month. I got a letter yesterday, somebody asking for a book. I'm waiting on them. As soon as I get them, I will send you a book. If you can't afford a book, please write me to my P.O. box. I'll see what I can do. Um, I really will. Everybody in this world needs to read this book straight up. It's huge. God bless you, John and Robin, Sue Greenwald, and Dr. Pruitt. Awesome. They're helping me share the truth and get it out. They're taking away my platforms left and right. I'm hindered. I'm blocked. I'm shadow banned on Facebook. They don't want my story out. I want to go to Arlington, Virginia to put my book on my father's grave to make world news. I got to have a platform. I got to have some form on the internet here to get it out. I need 1 million people in Arlington so we can wake up this country. Hey, this is John Kennedy Jr. Look what happened. I need a platform. They keep taking my platforms down. Facebook, I think I have 8,500 people on Facebook, and I can leave a comment up for weeks and it will get 5 likes. They're doing all that purposely because I'm exposing them for criminals. Many of them will go to prison unless they get immunity from somebody. But if I'm in Washington standing there, I sure the hell won't give them immunity. Yeah, Barnes and Nobles, um, they have the book too. I don't think we've actually um, done too many sales on Barnes and Nobles. And if you don't support either one of those, I just ordered 35 books to give away. Write me a letter and I'll try to get you a book, see what I can do. Oh, wow, El Salvador. I love it when I hear that my story is getting out world. It is so appreciated. My story is, I don't know what they put on Amazon for about my story, but it makes me cry thinking about all of the loved ones and what the government has done. I don't. I read it, proofreading it. When Jackie Goldman helped me write it, I teared up so many times, had to walk away, and said, "I can't handle doing this every single day, sharing it every day. It's really emotionally hard. It really is when you tell your story over and over and over again." I did a show with Jesse Hall 3 times, I believe now. The third time he asked me to share my story, start at the beginning, and I was like, they can get the book, Jesse, or they can go look at your, go see Jesse Hall's, The Missing Link, where he had me on his show. But sharing the story over and over and over again, it really gets to me because we're talking the murders of my sister, the murders of my mother, her family, my father's side of the family, murders done by our own government to take over. It's basically a mob war on what they do. But my book is still open. My book's still open, people. If I drop the flag, I hope my story, you lions, pick up my story and keep sharing it because it's about we the people. It's about the country. It's about the United States of America and what we can do to take our country back. It's more than my story. It involves more than me and truth and justice for me. But truth and justice and liberty for all. It really, really does. But my book's still open, with my son's death. That's not in this book. Every page is being written every day. I'm still alive to share this to the world. I'm asking for your help. I'm begging basically for your help to help me get this book to number one. If this book goes to number one, we can change America. We can fix the lies. We can change history to the truth. Right now, organized crime runs the show. Organized crime is Donald Trump, is Biden, is all the past presidents, Obama, the Bushes, Clintons. They're all part of the same organized crime ring. Your vote doesn't matter. That it's all pretend people. They want you to think your vote matters, so it's legitimate. But organized crime selects your candidate for you before you go to the vote. They really do. I'm sharing what I have learned, my personal experiences. I was born in the White House, not literally, but when I was 3, my father was assassinated. What I have learned about all the killings and all the takeover of our government since then, I'm sharing it. I'm trying to share it. I'm trying to get it out. I'm trying to go old school. I ordered some more stickers to go on the trailer. When John Kennedy Jr. goes down the road, I want everybody in the world to know the story that has an eye they can see, Stolen Identity. It's on Amazon. I want the whole world to know about my book and the truth. You've all been lied to by Hollywood, the media, our government officials. You've all been lied to because it's a regime now. It's a regime. And the regime is fooling you. Americans, united we stand, us Americans. We are a huge, huge army. So they just can't come out and say, if you speak out about the government, you will be executed like they do in China. Not yet. But I'm exposing that we are that bad. And you don't know until you're somebody like me and trying to share it and get the story out. I'm here on YouTube. I have 2,100, 500 subscribers on YouTube here. I should have millions. I really should. This story deserves millions. My story deserves millions. They can't prove me wrong. They can't. And I keep getting questioned, show me DNA. There's so much other proof than DNA. But we actually have a scientist working on DNA. They sent my father. And with that said, people that are new here, my father was the president of the United States, assassinated by our own members of government. And they sent his DNA to space. They purchased DNA of my father, shot it off into space. That DNA was purchased from his barber. It was certified, and they shot it into space. Well, me and Robin, with the help of donations, purchased that DNA. We purchased several DNAs just for the scientists to tell us that's not enough. And with me questioning it was my real mother, was it my fake mother? Because identity theft is so very huge. But we actually paid thousands of dollars to have this DNA tested. 8 weeks later, we get a call from the scientist says, is that really hair? Because we got an inconclusive report on that lock of hair you sent us. And I was like, it's certified. It went into space. We're just sharing what you know. But the scientist said, I believe your story. I'm going to do what I can. So I believe in him. I believe he's going to prove I am who I am to the world. But there's so much other proof. There's handwriting analysis. There's facial recognition. The ears don't lie. Compare the ears, my ears to John, my stepbrother George. And what am I exposing here? George Onassis, my stepbrother, organized crime member at a very young age, a very, very young age, placed in my place by organized crime. It's blood in and blood out. We went to the Mafia in World War II. My stepfather, Aristotle Onassis, he had Winston Churchill on his ship. He had my father on his ship. Many people, my father was in World War II. But we went to the Mafia in World War II. Well, with the Mafia, they are the most evil, ruthless people in the world because it's all about their bloodlines. What they do and how they make their billions of dollars and millions of dollars is they pre-plan murders. They commit those murders and they put someone in that person's shoes and they instantly, just like Donald Trump, make billions of dollars because that person becomes a new person. It's identity theft. And it's so real. You know, our United States government now will say organized crime is dissolved. It doesn't exist. And I'm saying it's all organized crime, all of it, to the utmost. It's the same small ring. It's one big crime ring. We're not invited. I don't want to be invited. Maybe that's why they stabbed me in the back, because I was being trained. I was being taught. I was being schooled my whole life to run that crime ring of organized crime. I'm for the people. I lived a life of poverty. I didn't want to have anything to do with their murders and their riches of innocent people just for money and power. I'm trying to get this story out. I'm a true patriot for this country and for people around the world that have been victims of this. So many wonderful comments. Seattle, Washington. You know, that pickle video got taken down from TikTok. I made some pickles. I'm going to share my story any which way I can. So I love homemade pickles. I get the little pickles and I slice them up and put some salad dressing with them, a little garlic and pepper. And they're great snacks for all day long. Even a couple days, they get a little better. They're good for like 3 days sitting on the counter. But yeah, TikTok took that down for me making a pickle recipe, sharing, hey, I'm John Kennedy Jr. But thank you. I love pickles. I haven't made any in a week or so, or 2 weeks, I guess now. I got to go do that. They're good, healthy snacks. But thank you all so much for your comments. If you haven't seen, you know, I do repeat myself. Oh, and those shows. My very first show I did, I was contacted by someone, ML. He goes by ML. He hosts the Redneck Radio on Telegram, Rumble, on these other channels. He came to me. This was before my book came out. And he said, I believe you're John Kennedy, and I would love to have you on my radio show. So I did my radio show with ML. And I thought things were good. I did a radio show in my son's house. It was hot. I was sweating. I was sick. I had heart failure really, really bad, but I did the radio show. Well, the other day, he made a video talking shit about me. Straight up. Saying how now he believed me then, now he doesn't. And why doesn't he believe? And this is coming from an ex-cop. But he made a video coming out public. So I'm making a video coming out public myself. I was on TikTok sharing my stories for years. I was on Facebook. But others said, I want to help you, John. I want to help you get your story out. So they made Telegram channels for me. I don't know how to make a Telegram channel. I did make my own, but as far as channels. So ML, these people, these kind people, out of the kindness of their heart, said, I'll start a Telegram just to get your story out. Well, they started selling merchandise for me. Well, ML seen that they were selling merchandise and said, I don't believe him now. I had nothing to do with it. Nothing. ML didn't have the balls to come to me and ask me, hey, John, what are you doing selling merchandise? He did not come to me. He stabbed me in the back. He did come to me and say, what the hell are you doing starting Telegram channels? I said, I didn't do it. Others are sharing my story. I don't have a problem with getting my story out, but he had a problem with it. Well, now we're all going to prove to the world that ML is a backstabber, coming against me without coming to my face, without doing a little research on what the truth really is, because I'm sharing the truth. And with that said, ML, you really suck. Much praise. Much praise to Sue Greenwald, Awaken Stories on Tuesdays, for sharing my truth. Much praise for I just met this wonderful woman, Dr. Kia Pruitt, for sharing my story. God bless you, Doctor. Jesse Hall, The Missing Link. We've done 4 shows now, I believe. Hopefully he'll ask me back, because everybody sees my show. That's one more truth I can get out, because they don't want my truth out. I even did a radio show with, I can't remember his name, but I did a radio show. I was tortured not to remember names. If I met you and you told me your name, I would not remember, because that was torture for me if I was ever captured or tortured to give information. The Hells Angels taught me that when I was very, very young. You don't say somebody's name, ever. Why did they do that? Why did they teach me? Because our very own FBI was placing microphones trying to take my life from me. It even there in the clubhouse of the Hells Angels, it said, right on the wall by the phone, someone else is listening to your conversation. Remember it. There was a hand grenade when they were protecting me thrown into the clubhouse to try to take my life that day. Many stories I'm exposing of my life. But thank you all so much. Please share it any which way you can. Let's get this truth out. Old school if we have to. I'm looking for a platform because I really want to go to Arlington, Virginia for the biggest photo op this world has ever seen, where after 60 years I can place my book on my father's grave. And I hope you're all there. But I need a platform. I want to travel across the United States. I want to stop in as many towns as I can, sign as many books as I can, and make it world. So now I need a platform. TikTok, I'm gone from TikTok. I started a new account. I have a couple hundred. It's David Quigley, JFK Jr. is my new TikTok. They're taking, I tried messaging people. It said message not sent. But anyway, they don't want the truth out. Getting a platform for me is going to be hard. I don't know what I'm going to have to do, but I'm going to get one, because the world needs to wake up. These murderers, these thieves, these people in control of you and your family that have been lying to you over and over again are in control. And my mission is to kick them all to the curb and put some good, honest, hardworking Americans in, so we can clean up all the homeless, so we can clean up the poverty, so we can start putting American jobs back in America. You know, just all the bullshit a politician would say that they don't do nothing. But let's make this country for the people. Let's be heard, because they don't want you to know my truth. They don't want you to know what's in my book. And with that said, I'm going to go. Thank you. Much love for all your comments. Thank you so very much. I appreciate each and every one of you. Don't stop sharing, people. We're hindered. We're blocked. We're shadow banned, but we're going to get this out. I'm never giving up. I'm never giving up till I have no breath left in my body to share my stories. Once again, thank you so much. God bless. It's church day. It's a wonderful day God has made. Let's make the best of all our bad situations. Peace out, people. Peace out.